Greetings, and welcome to the Library of Deep Knowledge. I am Naho the Storyteller, and today I have a tale to tell you. I am joined, of course, by Crystal.
Hello, everyone!
And Momo.
Pion pion.
Wildschwein is new to the library, and he will be joining us as soon as he remembers how to get here. And Akani will be here as soon as she finishes her prior engagements. Today, our story is Tokyo Necro, a tale of a frozen, post-apocalyptic Tokyo, powered by steam pipes after a great world war, where necromancers and the living dead fought the majority of it. Our story follows the... Let me bring up the name. I have forgotten. Karasu is in the name, but I need to... The Karasuzumi Living Dead Stalker Agency. An agency of not quite mercenaries, but I guess you would treat them akin to exterminators, but for the living dead. Hunting down necromancers for their bounty as well. If you can't tell, I'm stalling for time because at least one other person should be here already.
It's alright, it's alright.
It happens. But how
It happened,
are you
and, like,
doing?
we can stall for time because... Flip it! Party!
Yeah, how was your day? So we can, stall a bit for time.
My day's gone pretty well so far. I woke up about 5 hours ago, realized it was way too early to be awake, but it's too bright to go back to sleep. Zoned out for a bit. Then...
Right.
continued reading Don Quixote. Then I went and got myself some food.
Nice.
Enough food to cover me for the weekend. Then I sat back down, finished getting all of this ready. Found out that Eternal Father isn't going to be able to join us today. And,
Oh.
he woke up too late. And
Oh, no.
he is a father, so he does have to get some stuff with his kids taken care of before he has any free time at all. And because he woke up too late, he's not going to have nearly enough free time to join us. That's okay. We can manage.
Indeed. Managing.
In fact, I was prepared to, get along without him even being part of the thing. It was kind of a last-minute decision for me to, It was a last-minute decision for me to even try to bring him aboard in the first place. I will say his acting chops are not all the way there, but more voices are more voices, and this is all for fun anyway.
Hell yeah.
A test of your reflexes.
Schwein, there you are.
Oh my god.
Hello!
Sorry about that. I had to take care of teensy, teensy, tiny little thing.
That's fair.
Good you're here.
I also have many things to take care of today. So many. But hello!
Hello.
So,
yeah,
this is Wildschwein. He is a friend of mine from another friend circle.
Mm-hmm.
And he will be performing the role of Tokitaka, among some assorted others.
Oh, nice.
You're voicing Yunshan as well, right?
Sure, yeah.
Way to keep track of your roles, Shrine.
I didn't react to that one. I reacted to Tokitaka and
Soun.
Magaoka, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Soun. Right, but I still reserve the right to assign things to people.
Oh, yeah, sure. In that case. Uh, okay.
So I gave you Yunshan so that I'm not talking to myself during the parts where he's on screen.
Sure, that's cool.
All right. Well, as much as I would love to continue stalling until Akane gets home, we don't actually have a set time frame for that. And she did say that it could take her.
Yeah. Again, we
Oh.
can
But I
stall because give me a hat.
Wait, do I get a hat?
No.
Oh.
Why not? Give everyone a hat.
Fine, because we can. Because it's my party and I say so. Technically.
Oh, I
mean, technically this
just
is
saw
Naho's stream,
your
but it's still my party.
I just saw your posts. It's your birthday.
Taking over. It is legit.
Happy
your
birthday,
birthday?
Crystal.
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
Merry Christmas!
Yeah,
Merry
that one too.
Christmas.
Whoa, ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. And a happy birthday.
Indeed.
Ah, Momo has an update that I need to install, I guess. This is the way I'm going to put that.
Always.
So I will be changing that. Oh, I need to do things. Okay.
I appreciate being depicted as the shortest person in this group.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I did put you the the reactive image that you've got there next to both of theirs, like, because all three of them are full body, you'd still be the shortest one.
Oh. I mean, I wasn't sarcastic, by the way. I really do appreciate being depicted as the short one, especially next to the colossal statue that is you.
Fair enough.
There we go. I just had to turn off the override.
Ah.
Oh, she's huge.
Yeah, that happened.
Whee!
There we go.
Oh yeah. I hope I'm not too close to you. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
You're giving me social anxiety.
Hell yeah.
All right, seriously though, I've got to get this show on the road.
Let's roll with this party.
And then when Akani joins, I'll have to rearrange people again.
It happens.
It does.
It does.
Where? There it is. Oh, right. Let's get the that gone.
I'm so excited already. I missed this.
It's great.
And it's not capturing the window. Oh, there it is.
Windows.
And for you guys, so that you can easily read along.
Ooh. Wow, much code.
There's actually a bunch of commands you could put in here.
Wow, this is just
Ooh.
like my actual job.
No way. You can guide us through.
No.
For instance.
Yeah, that happens all the time too.
But if we want to actually get this started, we type search.
That is what we must do.
I hope the game's loud enough.
Yeah, it should be okay. Oh, good bullet. And the chainsaw.
First things first, I'm going to have to turn off the character voices. Since this game just launches right into the game
Yeah.
on a first boot up.
Yeah, fair. Probably should. Probably should.
Honestly, mad props to a game that just knows what it's about and just starts.
Also true.
Yeah, I made sure to, like, run this, test it, delete my save, system save and everything, and then it's getting it going. Oh yeah, game's loud enough.
Noise.
Nemo ante mortem beatus. No man is happy before his death. Herodotus, the Histories. Thus begins the era of the necromancers. Alright then, let's... Oh, no. Let's go into the config menu.
Yee. Configs.
Having a straight up off switch for voices is nice.
Oh yeah.
The reason I don't turn all the voices off here is because there's one character who is going to be voiced by the game.
Fair
enough.
Fair. Interesting.
As far as I can tell, it doesn't give me everyone's voices here for choices. I'm not sure if that's just because Son and Ethica are the main characters, or if it's because it has to wait for them to be introduced first.
Yeah, maybe because of like the scene.
Maybe.
Maybe if the others show up, then you can like turn them off.
Who knows?
It sounds so weird.
Well, we'll see if that's the case or not.
We will indeed see.
It's so weird to see an option for shadows and shadow quality and depth of field in a visual novel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Other way. Oh, I see an issue here. Let's turn this stuff up a bit. You know, let's just max it. If it's too loud, we'll change it.
We'll fix it.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Let's go!
So you're able to hear that, right? Where it said apriketo.
Yep.
So so the character in question is our system voice,
Oh, nice.
and that's how she sounds.
Noise.
So you can probably understand why
Kinda
I'm like
sweet.
leaving her voiced by the game.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Not the most horrifying AI voice I've ever heard.
Nah, that's the cutest one. I'll say it's the cutest.
Now I'm curious who's actually narrating here. I'm gonna say it's Solon unless proven otherwise. So,
Fair.
oh yeah, how are we gonna treat the glossary entries?
The what?
So, you see how Endless Summer is written in orange? You click on it, and more information.
That's kind of nice, honestly, that you can like just click on it.
Yeah. And the database is where you...
Oh.
So we already had Necromancer, actually. But yeah, how are we going to tackle this? Are we going to like bring them up and then just read them out at the cost of like kind of breaking up the flow of the storytelling, or to our audience, I apologize for doing all this in the middle of the stream, but
It's all good. We will figure
I
it
have
all
an
out.
idea.
What is?
I don't know. Maybe we can read them out if it's like
if it's something that we
how do you say it?
actually
necessary.
need.
Yeah, if it's like something we don't really know and are like lost.
Yeah. The whole thing is
Fair.
like necromancer sounds like it would be self-explanatory, but if you've actually read what
the
this
second
says here...
sentence, I'm already going, what the fuck?
Oh.
Luckily,
Yeah.
I've left this on screen long enough for anyone who is watching to have read this already. So
I'm thinking we can either we could interrupt the flow of the sentence and just look that up while we're there, or we could do some kind of like post-game conference or something.
I feel it works better if we do them as they come up.
Sure.
Because that way, you know, we immediately know what they're talking about instead of having to wonder.
Right.
All right, well, anyway, Endless Summer.
Let's go.
We're off to a rollicking good start.
Indeed.
Also, if you are wondering what the hell holographic cube is as an option, because I was at first, this is your save and load.
Interesting.
So all of these squares and every face on the cube are your save spots.
Nice.
That's crazy, man.
Like, this game's all in on its aesthetics. Anyway. The funny thing is, I don't know what this word is.
Oh my god, I just wanted to ask you, honestly. I was like, I don't even know how to ask for this one.
Now, is it frangipani or is it frangipani?
Exactly.
Fancier? Question mark.
I thought it would be the
I was going to say, I've
word.
never seen that word before in my life, but I've also done a full route
It's
of
a-
this
it's a
game,
plant.
so I've seen it once before in my life. And I wasn't reading them aloud back then.
Oh, it's a plant.
Yeah, it's a plant. It's very sweet.
The sweet smell of frangipani fills the halls of Endless Summer. Water hyacinth sofas line the lobby, and etched upon the walls are bas-relief floral patterns that leave faint shadows in the dim lighting. The South Sea's summer theming of the room creates a subtly eerie atmosphere, matched by the equally eerie man standing at the reception desk. He has silver hair, swarthy skin, and sunken, bulging eyes. He looks like someone, but I don't know who. This sounds like Ethica. It is Ethica. Alright, Crystal, you take over.
Alright, let's go. So I heard you ran out rooms here?
Oh no, it is Soen. As I
Oh.
rack my memory, Ethica passes me from the side and goes straight to the reception counter. Do we need to? Because it's... I'll do it anyway.
I mean...
A private special living dead stalker working for the Karasuzumi Living Dead Stalker Agency. The daughter of Kibanohara Hokuyasu, raised together with Aso Kiriri like sisters. Acts based on her gut instinct, the type to shoot first, ask questions later. A lesbian who just can't get enough of pretty girls. Capable of wielding a wide variety of weapons based on what a given situation in combat demands. Her go-to is a portable chainsaw called Rabbit Punch.
Nice.
Schwein, if you would.
Oh, is that me? Okay, sorry. Welcome. You heard correctly.
The receptionist smiles awkwardly, but he's missing one front tooth. My gaze is drawn irresistibly to the gap.
Can we request a girl too? I love threesomes, you see.
Yes, of course. Pick any of these lovely ladies.
I've got no preference, and whoever you recommend. But the more experienced, the better. I guess. I might go a little hard.
I look on uncomfortably as Ethica whispers something into the receptionist's ear with a warm smile. I'm not a good negotiator, so it's best to leave these sorts of things to her.
Oh, right.
Once she's done talking, Ethica starts heading to the elevator, only to stop and turn back around. She addresses the receptionist again.
By the way, I just love pegging him from behind with a strap-on. But I forgot mine. Could you send one with the girl?
As you wish. Please enjoy yourselves.
Now, I'm going to clarify, we don't see anything because of the patch I installed. I installed an R15 patch, which you can't call that all ages with dialogue like this, but anything that would actually get me banned should not be here.
Good.
That's the
Oh
hope.
my god. Oh.
I have to reiterate this for you guys.
Look, I'm fully prepared to see
Delightful.
whatever may come. Poor choice of words, but as long as it doesn't risk your channel.
That's why I was looking for that patch, because without the patch, playing this as it comes on Steam, the entire intro sequence here, which is about an hour, hour and a half, is 5 minutes because of how much they cut. Tang Yun Shang, who I'm having you voice for here, who's kind of important for this beginning sequence, yeah, we never meet him if I don't install this patch. Because they skip everything.
Oh my god.
Not just the stuff that would be objectionable. In their panic to get this actually released on Steam and not get denied, they cut too much.
Huh?
And I obviously can't use the fully patched version because that's an R18 patch that will get me banned.
Oof.
So this is the happy medium.
Again, fair enough.
That's
There-
what I like going for.
There will be references to sex, there will be the lead-ups to it, but no nudity will be shown, and we will not see the acts. We will know that they have happened, we will not see them.
Again, fair enough.
I have to be super clear. Shonen,
Yep.
you probably won't have to avert your eyes, young and virgin as they are, but it'll get close to that point. Again, I don't want to risk my channel. But
Again, fair enough.
but the
No one
story in this game is so good that I really want to share it. Now then,
Again,
we shall continue.
I'm just so excited.
this is gonna be great. Let's go.
The receptionist casts a glance in my direction, grinning condescendingly. This is how the receptionist reacts to patrons' special needs? Then this can't be a very high-quality establishment. What was that about?
It was just for show, that's all. You'd be more suspicious at an establishment like this if you're not a pervert or a nymphomaniac.
But still,
It's not like I'm straight myself, so just deal with it. Or are you actually interested in getting paid?
I'm not. I put my foot down. Knowing Ethica, she might actually do it out of curiosity. More importantly, what were you whispering into his ear?
How many days I want to use the room, that I want to lock that guy up, and to not respond to him even if he contacts reception. Guy didn't even blink at the request. I guess renting out prison rooms is just another form of business for him.
Also, Shonen, you're catching strays as you walked in because your timing was immaculate. So,
Very
the
much so.
intel is correct?
Maybe it is.
Our target is Tang Yun Shan, the man thought to be the principal offender in the kidnapping of the vice governor a few days ago. So, Tang Yun Shan, a necromancer. It just said that. Cool. Thank you.
Oi.
Refers to Tokyo Vice Governor Toriyama Koun being abducted after visiting the fortress. Which I feel like would be another thing. What's the fortress? Click.
And then we'll just go deep into this.
Ah, Akani's on her way.
Noise!
Oh,
She hasn't missed a whole lot because of us getting sidetracked with disclaimers and...
unintentional stalling is the best stalling.
Indeed.
We just received intel this morning that he was hiding out here in Endless Summer. So we immediately went undercover as patrons to investigate. But if he's hiding in a place like this 3 days after the kidnapping, then... is he confining someone here? Crystal?
Maybe a princess.
Doubtful.
It'd be real romantic swooping in to rescue her and all.
A silent hallway greets us. There's not a sound to be heard, not even the whirring of an air conditioner. Feels like even our own footsteps simply dissipate. Unidentifiable stone statues line the walls. Our room's at the end of the hall.
God damn, this room is tacky.
You think so? We take a look around the room without sitting down. The interior design looks like someone just found a database of Balinese furniture, ordered everything, then crammed it all into one room. To top it all off, there's a sturdy set of handcuffs hanging from the ceiling. And I don't mean fuzzy BDSM handcuffs, but the kind you use for restraining prisoners. I see how it is. Ethica and I exchange glances, silently signaling our next move. I slip my hand into my coat as she approaches the door. At that very moment, the doorknob begins to turn. The door opens to reveal a woman standing in the silent hall. She's wearing essentially nothing but underwear underneath an expensive red shawl. Just one look and you can tell she's a prostitute.
You must be the girl we requested. Come on in. Let's enjoy ourselves.
The woman enters the room without responding, her eyes concealed by a pair of large mirrored sunglasses. She then reaches her hand out to Ethica's shoulder.
Oh my, someone's rather forward.
Ethica pushes back, brushes away the woman's arm, and grabs at her face. She yanks off the mirrored sunglasses, revealing empty, dusky red eye sockets. Which means... the blood of the living dead assumes a sickening shade of dusky red, providing an easy way to identify low-fis and uncamouflaged high-fis. It's possible for a necromancer to disguise the color of their creation's blood. As such, while anyone who bleeds dusky red is a living dead, anyone who bleeds red is not necessarily a human. Am I the only person who can ban right now?
Oh dear.
There we go.
Seems like it.
Which means this woman is, living dead. A corpse that has been reanimated by a necromancer via an infusion of lemures. A living dead obeys its master's commands unconditionally. If these orders cease for any reason, they will act purely on violent instinct, attacking any and all humans they come in contact with. While their brains and hearts function once more, lemures alone cannot restore a living dead's immune system. Unless preventative measures are taken, they will rot away like any other corpse. It is impossible to preserve a living dead's emotions indefinitely. While it is possible to slow their decay, it is considered impossible for a living dead to retain their emotions for longer than 2 weeks. As living dead are not legally considered corpses, destroying them is not seen as a violation of laws against desecrating corpses.
Come on!
Ethica kicks the living dead away from her without a moment of hesitation. At the same time, I whip out my .45 caliber muzzle spike pistol, the Re-Eliminator. Motherfucker, it's a .44 caliber. A .44 caliber pistol equipped with muzzle spikes can be loaded with 30-round magazines. Combined with its muzzle spikes, this makes for a very effective weapon in combat against groups, generally wielded 2 at a time. Utilized in an official capacity by the Close Quarters Armed Martial Arts Training Unit. I ready my sights, aim at the head, and pull the trigger. The magnum bullet penetrates the living dead's skull, obliterating its brain and sending its body flying out of the room.
Oh my. So are we playing on defense now?
This isn't the time for fun. Get changed. Our cover is blown. No point in trying to lie low. I open my bag and put on my jet black X-Brain. Literally an external brain, a device used to expand the wearer's consciousness and aid in the split-second decision-making necessary for CQAMA, a vital tool in the fight against the living dead. Capable of analyzing an opponent's actions and comparing them to accumulated data in order to predict their next move. This information is relayed to the wearer in the form of suggestions and alerts. Developed jointly by the Close Quarters Armed Martial Arts Training Unit and Tokyo University. I pull out another .45 caliber muzzle spike pistol and hold it in my other hand. I can see myself reflected in the full-length mirror on the wall. My name is Nagaoka Soun, Private Special Living Dead Stalker. You know what? I think we got this.
Yeah.
I make a living killing the living dead.
Let's go, son.
Have you turned on your X-Brain?
Fine.
Ethica, who has changed into her combat uniform, clicks her tongue and lights up her hologlasses. While I use a helmet-style X-Brain, hers has a simpler and more convenient design. It's a cutting-edge model, with brainwave sensors small enough to be mistaken for accessories, and hologlasses for information display. She hates turning it on for some reason, but this is a battlefield now. It's impossible to determine when and when not to shoot in a city environment without assistance, so she needs the X-Brain whether she likes it or not.
Okay, now let's go, son.
Sure. This is still
for me.
Ithaca.
Nice. Hey, livelies and gentlemen, get your asses to the stairs if you want to live. Otherwise, I can't guarantee nothing.
So, fun fact about her chainsaw. The kind of chainsaw that it is would be essentially silent. Ithaca modified it to be as loud as physically possible. Ithaca revs up her portable chainsaw. It's like something straight out of an old horror movie. She calls it Rabbit Punch. Ithaca's trademark portable chainsaw runs using a superconducting motor. Its blade is made with ultra-hard polycrystalline diamond. Superconducting motors are generally very quiet, but Ithaca modified the one in Rabbit Punch to operate at ear-splitting volumes, just because it would be cooler that way, according to her. She can ramp up the power even further with something called overheat mode, but this destroys the blade. Normally, its superconducting motor would be much quieter, but I find myself repeating myself a lot when I do this. Alright. Normally, its superconducting motor would be much quieter, but Ithaca modded it to be obnoxiously loud for the aesthetic. They say that a pet resembles its owner, and Ithaca's pet happens to be a chainsaw. You seem happy.
I just love my job, you know.
She winks at me. It's like she's forgotten this is a life and death situation.
If you're occupied at the moment, at least get away from the door!
Ithaca plunges Rabbit Punch into the wall of the hallway. Its ferocious teeth bite into the door through the middle, wrenching it open. And through the jagged opening, we see... anyone, it doesn't matter who.
Okay.
A man and a woman passionately making love. The living dead don't have sex, so these are humans.
Why the hell aren't you running for your lives? Didn't you hear the groaning?
Soundproof rooms. The brothel's walls are coated in nano-absorbers that can easily negate the roar of a chainsaw.
Really throws you off your groove.
Schwein? I think this might be the receptionist.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Yeah?
It's the receptionist, frowning at the fragments of the fractured door underfoot.
Oh, my bad.
Not a moment after Ithaca apologizes, my X-brain passes its judgment, setting my body in motion automatically.
Oh, rip.
R.I.P.
I strike the receptionist in the gut with my muzzle spike, yank down his neck as his body buckles, and give him one more strike for good measure as he loses his balance. A fragment of the chainsaw door pierces through his neck and juts out of his chest. That should spell instant death for any living man.
Huh?
But the receptionist's trying to get a gun from his coat pocket regardless. He's not still living. He's moving while dead. That's not fresh human blood pooling on the floor. It's dusky red.
So he's a hi-fi, huh?
Ithaca mutters to herself as she kicks the gun out of the man's hand. The prostitute from earlier was a visibly decayed lo-fi living dead. The receptionist, however, is a hi-fi living dead, theoretically capable of masquerading as a human to some extent.
Hell
more time and
Hello,
effort spent on them, the more human they appear.
Oh, also, yeah. Hi, Kenny.
Hi.
Akani's here! And I don't have to rearrange where anyone is. Perfect.
Yay.
Noise!
Alright. Well, we've got the whole team for today then. Akani, you
Yeah,
haven't
very
missed
good.
a whole lot, actually.
Yay.
We're still in the hotel.
Oh. Okay.
We just got started murdering.
Yeah. I also, the game kind of started off at 100 when I expected to start at like 10 as far as certain content.
Oh.
No,
That's
it's fine.
kinda
It's
funny.
fine.
It's all good.
That's kind of funny.
But anyway, continuing where I left off. Thank you again, Akani.
No problem.
The more time and effort spent on them, the more human they appear. On closer inspection, you can see a thin layer of dusky red staining his gums due to his missing front tooth, but it'd be hard to catch that at a moment's notice. I should probably thank my ex-brain's swift judgment.
Should we re-kill him?
He's a valuable specimen. Besides, we don't have time. I look up as my X-brain indicates new enemies approaching.
Nice.
All of us together, actually, because there's a bunch of them.
Oh, sure.
Oh, nice.
Hi, Akani.
We're zombies.
The door opens, revealing a horde of ghouls. That is, lo-fi living dead.
Rolling out the red carpet, I see.
Ethika starts dashing through the halls like a bloodthirsty beast, rabbit punch howling in her hand. She doesn't even care that she's spraying rotten meat everywhere. One by one, she re-kills every last ghoul flooding the hallway. And she looks like a child frolicking in a water fountain while doing it. By the way, Crystal,
Yeah.
Ethika was the right choice for you. Meanwhile, I follow my ex-brain's instructions and start clearing the map of Endless Summer. There are no more enemies in the room that those living dead just leapt out of. I shoot open the door of the room across the hall and go inside. Anyone can get... I stoop down, easily dodging what once may have been a lovely prostitute, and encounter with a muzzle spike strike. The prostitute collapses into a puddle of dusky red. But I move on to the next room without giving her a second look. Clear. Next room. Clear. Next room. Shots fired. Clear. Next room. Clear.
I guess that's about it for this floor.
Guess so. Before I know it, the map's all green, the hallway's dusky red with the corpses of over a dozen living dead.
Next floor.
When we rush down the stairs, we're greeted by a hallway stained pure red, rows of doors flung wide open, and a horde of ghouls staring voraciously at us.
Step right up, folks.
Ethika smiles as she flicks the blood off of Rabbit Punch. This isn't a game. My X-Brain estimates it'll take a minimum of 3 minutes to subdue this floor. Plenty of time for Tang Yunshan to escape. I bring up the intercom on my X-Brain. Tokitaka, how's it looking outside? Oh, shit. A private special living dead stalker working for the Karasuzumi Living Dead Stalker Agency. Specializes in sniping using his Ogasawara TFD-20. A math fetishist with a sharp tongue. Not many people get along with him. Also, his voice is on, therefore...
Maybe you can turn it off
individual voice. Turn off Tokitaka. Yeah, so it's
Annoying.
so it's as characters get introduced.
Fun.
Wait, but there's also like a play voices option. Couldn't you like turn off everyone with that?
As I said
No,
before,
they only show up as the
there's
character appears.
one character that the game
Ah,
will
yeah, I
be
remember.
voicing.
Sorry,
Oh,
brain ain't braining.
Yeah, that's the only reason I haven't done that. Well, yeah, Kyo, but like the only time it would be an issue is if someone like me is doing something like this.
Fair.
Alright, Schwein.
nothing's changed.
How about underground?
I can't rule out any possibilities. Be quick. The military police have been tipped off.
We may have gotten a little carried away.
We're in the middle of Kabukicho. The military police can be here in 5 minutes flat. I'll go underground.
You're gonna hog all the fun to yourself again?
We can't afford to abandon the mission, but we can't leave these ghouls prowling around either. So we split up the work in situations like these.
Come back alive, okay?
I will, even if it kills me. After our usual banter, I rush down the stairs to track down and kill the criminal mastermind who turned this brothel into a den of the living dead, necromancer Tang Yunshan. Yeah, so from the minute combat started,
Let's go.
in the Steam version, from the minute combat started, it would have just skipped until after Tang Yunshan's whole scene. And it just would have been back at the agency's headquarters.
Jesus.
Ow. You made this story.
Alright, this is Ethica now.
After seeing someone off, I took another look around the brothel hallway. Oh boy, the crowd just loves me. But it's too bad, lo-fis and gentlemen. I'm only interested in living cuties. Alright. Now that my ex-brain's given me proper authorization, I put my chainsaw back into my coat. And instead take out my AA-24 Custom. A fully automatic shotgun equipped with an extra large bayonet.
So, I also want to mention that there's a Nitro Plus fighting game. Ethica is a playable character as the representative for this game.
Ah, nice.
Believe it or not, she's the grappler of the game.
That oddly makes sense, but doesn't.
Certified dominatrix moment.
You have no idea.
Like I could imagine that she likes to grapple to have more blood splatter, but it's like, in a way that still, in a way, doesn't make sense because, you know.
In the
right
game,
now
she doesn't have any ranged attacks with her shotgun. She stabs you with the bayonet first.
Okay, yeah, now it makes complete sense. This baby's one of my favorites, along with Rabbit Punch. I slot into 12 gauge, 00 drum magazine. Now I'm armed and ready. Time for another exciting day at work. Living dead brains burst in the barrage of buckshots.
Nice alliteration.
Their flesh is torn to shreds like berries in a blender.
Still going.
I get covered from head to toe in the bloodbath. Or should I call it a flesh fountain? Either way, I keep pushing forward. No skin off my back, only theirs. This weapon should be overkill against humans. And I rarely ever get the authorization to use it in the middle of the city like this. Which means this is a rare chance for me to use the shit out of this shotgun as much as I fucking want. Death to the dead! Bang bang! This is the life. I break the lock, kick down the door, and take a look around the inside. Blue, white, green, black, pink, and violet. A wide variety of vivid colors, all painted over by the scarlet and crimson hues of rotten flesh and blood. And in the center of the room are women in their underwear, draped in colorful shawls and gowns. Or to be more specific, they used to be women. And strewn over in the corner of the room, yes, those must be ampoules of lemures used for necromancy. A whole damn lot of them, too.
A liquid which necromancers inject into corpses in order to reanimate them has no effect on living humans. Made from a mixture of various unlife-giving substances, micro-machines to transmit simulated nervous signals, bioactuators to supplement muscle and organ functionality, and even artificial stem cells. Modern science has yet to determine how, or why, exactly, this disparate blend of ingredients is capable of resurrecting the dead.
No doubt about it. This place is fucked. Sorry, you're not my type. Two shots in the chest, two in the head. I switch targets and give her 2 shots in the chest, 2 in the head as well. My ex-brain warns me that I'm using excessive force. This thing's such a worrywart. It won't shut up about the risk of running out of ammo. Necromancers make dead bodies into living dead. Living dead make living bodies into dead bodies. And those dead bodies are made into living dead in turn. It's an endless cycle of death. Living humans are a pain to make use of. They require well-regulated diets and temperatures and an adequate amount of sleep as well. They don't like being moved against their will, and you can only squeeze a certain number of them in a truck. But you get none of those problems with the living dead, and you can make as many of them as you want, so long as you've got the dead bodies. For all I know, there could even be 100 living dead crammed into the next room. And my ex-brain's equipped to warn me of any potential danger, so I can see where it's coming from. Believe me, I can see where it's coming from. But it could afford to put a little more faith in little old Ethica here, you know. This is a tiny hotel. A few measly lo-fis here and there are no problem for me. And if I run out of shotgun ammo, I can just re-kill them with my bayonet. If anything's gonna be a problem for me, it's... Oh, hello, big guy. Suddenly, a giant rears its head, forcing its way into the narrow hall. He's at least twice as big as the average man, with bulging muscles swelling forth from all across his body, and rigor mortis spots speckling his dark ashy skin. But what really draws the eye is how he stands. His right side is more swollen than his left. His right arm's maybe twice as thick as his left, making his balance awkward. He's a heavily armed living dead.
My thighs specially modified for combat. There are no standard models, so to speak, but most of them are outfitted with a wide variety of firearms, often augmented with the body parts of other corpses in order to enhance their combat efficiency. Efficacy, rather.
This is why you've gotta develop muscle evenly, man. The living dead have no emotions, which obviously means they don't appreciate humor. Even if they did, it's not like I can see his facial expression anyway. Guess that joke didn't hit. I lower my hips and prepare for the recoil. And let loose with my fully automatic shotgun. Bits of the open door get blown off into crossfire. But how about that? My ex-brain interrupts my comedy act with a warning as I dodge to the side, before I even get a chance to think. Explosions roar, empty shells fall, holes open in walls. The heavily armed living dead's browning M2 heavy machine gun shreds up not just the door, but the entire hallway. 12-gauge magnum shells are a waste against a behemoth like that. I hate to admit it, but I agree with my ex-brain's conclusion. I hide behind a corner of the hallway and prepare myself. With a body that huge, it should have trouble moving through a cramped hallway like this, so I should just approach carefully The heavily armed living dead kicks down the wall and enters the hall. Starts rolling into assert dominance.
You know what? It's very much
Just for
supposed
the-
to actually be roaring, so...
At least for this. Here we go, you bastard! I ignore my brain's warning and unload my shotgun in quick succession. Advancing forward step by step, I take care to not slip onto viscera. Explosions ring out around me, but not a single bullet hits his mark. My shotgun's aimed at his right hand. Even if I can't put a scratch on that behemoth, I can at least divert the aim of his machine gun. My brain's warning escalates to the next tier. Damn it, dumbass, I'm aware! I try finishing up with another flurry automatic barrage, and the heavily armed living dead does fall over, but I ran out of bullets in the process. The warning from my ex-brain might as well be saying, I told you so. And despite the base supposedly not having emotions, it calmly picks itself up as if to mock me. As it aims the heavy machine gun at my face, nowhere to run. Not that I feel like running. Heads up. When I hurl my emptied AA-24 custom at it, the behemoth swipes it away, leaving him wide open. Thanks to that fake out and a quick knee slide, the behemoth's unable to react quickly enough. I pull my chainsaw out of my coat and switch it on. I swing my ferocious lever down hard, cutting into the giant walking corpse's arm. This ain't your average everyday chainsaw. The blade's a composite of ultra-hard polycrystalline diamond and cemented carbide, driven by a superconducting motor at high rotational velocity. It could tear apart a tank with surgical precision. Come on! I feel something hard underneath the rock flesh. My chainsaw's biting into the reinforced bone, a characteristic of heavily armed living dead, meant to provide the structural integrity to support swollen muscles and heavy artillery. Dusky red gore splatters everywhere as the high-pitched roar of metal cutting metal fills the air. Not like you bastards can even feel pain. The behemoth tries desperately to knock me away as I cut off its arm, but... Your aim's gonna have to be better than that. The heavily armed living dead falls to the ground, carried by the leftover momentum from its failed strike. Without missing a beat, I stab my chainsaw into the back of its head.
That's still you.
As the blade sinks in, I can clearly feel the resistance of its skull. It's quite hard, perhaps reinforced with cemented carbide for protection itself. The intense friction causes Rabbit Punch to let out an unpleasant whine. But that ain't enough to stop us! I put some backbone into it and shove the chainsaw deeper in, until the resistance gives way for a squishy sensation and rotten gray matter spews out the back of its head. I give the contents of its skull a few good stirs. The heavily armed living dead goes completely silent. One down. This feels amazing. Killing the dead really brings me to life. Get it? Oh boy. Rabbit Punch juts out the back of the behemoth's head like a grave post. Its engine jammed. It's stuck in the corpse's head pretty hard. How do I pull this thing out? I stare in disbelief at the warning on my X-brain. This hotel service is just too good to be true. What What comes out from the elevator is a second high-functioning, heavily armed living dead. Its grotesque appearance differs slightly from the one I just fought, but it slowly walks under the door and into the elevator hall with a similar gait. My chainsaw still stuck. And my shotgun's out of ammo. So what's my most effective method of attack in this situation? My ex-brain doesn't answer the question. Useless piece of shit. I turn around, pick up the first behemoth's right arm, and ready the Browning M2 heavy machine gun that was attached to it. I lower my stance, split my body weight into the whole ridden floor, and... Even with the behemoth's body to absorb some of it, the recoil of the fully automatic heavy machine gun is brutal. It takes everything I got to maintain my stance. But even so, I keep my aim steady, and my efforts pay off. The similar heavy machine gun on the second behemoth's right hand succumbs to the onslaught. But it's not quite that easy. Even without a usable weapon, a behemoth's still a behemoth. If it charges in like a wild bull, there's no way to handle it head on. And this heavy machine gun just ran out of bullets. Damn it. Finally, a suggestion. Well, it's not like I've got any other options. For better or for worse, I agree with my ex-brain. I faced a behemoth barehanded. I'm getting chills. Wonderful. Couldn't ask for more. I check out the map my ex-brain's projecting into my hollow glasses. Ah! Right before the behemoth's wings make contact, I slide my body across the floor. Lubricated by blood and gore, the floor offers no friction at all, allowing me to easily slide underneath my opponent. I rush into the elevator hall and jam the button to go down. The elevator the behemoth arrived in should still be behind the store. My hand leaves a dusky red paint on the touch panel. Dusky red print on the touch panel. But the door just doesn't open. Damn it, hurry up! Ah! As I wait for the elevator, the living dead pivots and grabs me by the neck, shoving me against the door. The heavily armed living dead starts strangling me with superhuman strength. I place my hand on the behemoth's arm and desperately try to pry it off of me, but my consciousness gradually dies. My world tumbles over. The door opens up from behind me, causing the living dead to lose its support and tumble forward. Grah! Work smarter, not harder. As I get pushed onto the floor, I use all my strength to kick the behemoth away. A simple throw isn't enough to inflict a fatal wound on a heavily armed living dead, but I've got a little something. I pull out a black lunchbox out of my coat, hurl it at the behemoth, and run out of the elevator. Tokitaka!
Schwein?
Oh, my bad. Took you long enough.
Tokitaka gives a curt response over the communications device, but I can tell he's smiling. I'm sure he's been waiting for this exact moment with bated breath out there on the cold rooftop. The behemoth gets back up and tries to lunge this way, but it's a half step too slow. Going down to hell! I shoot a smile through the closing door before turning my back to the elevator. We call this a STTW, sensed through the wall system.
As the name implies, a device used to sense and track opponents through solid walls. A form of portable Doppler radar collects data on an opponent's heartbeat, respiration, footsteps, etc., sometimes called a black lunchbox.
I think of it as a type of portable personal Doppler radar. It can aggregate data on heartbeats, footsteps, and breathing in order to compile accurate, real-time information on an enemy's whereabouts through walls. A thunderous roar bellows out from beneath my feet, too loud for even nano-absorbers to silence. The building's west wall is thinner than the others, and against our partner, Tokitaka's Ogasawara TFD-20, it may as well just be paper. With STTW guidance, the 20mm anti-material rifle pierces the wall and shreds through the behemoth. That part's fine and dandy. But I sigh as I'm enveloped in the smoke billowing up from the lower floor. Looks like the force from the impact caused the elevator wire to snap. That was overkill.
That's rich coming from you.
I retrieve my chainsaw and take a look around the brothel. It's wrecked beyond recognition, covered in dusky red blood and guts from top to bottom.
Hey, she's able to remove it from the skull of the other one.
Of course!
She was trying to figure out how to do that.
I mean, you get the time and not be attacked.
Fair.
Yeah, I guess he has a point.
Can you imagine that entire sequence just being skipped?
Sad.
After splitting up with Ethica, I rush down the stairs. As I approach the main hall, I feel an intense gaze. It's a man in a military uniform, Tang Yun Shan. I don't even need my X-brain to identify him for me. I'm certain it's him. But what's uncertain is, why is he looking this way? His gaze is neither coldly analytical nor viciously hate-filled. It's simply quiet, almost as if he's looking through me. I feel something from it, but what? Is this some sort of trap? If so, then what? My X-brain remains silent. Tang Yun Shan turns his back and heads towards the underground parking lot via the stairs on the other side, hair fluttering behind him. Cars exit at the front of the hotel. I take a hesitant step forward, only to be met with a horde of ghouls. The building's too cramped to avoid them, but I don't have time to stop and deal with them either. One of these ghouls is not like the others.
One of these ghouls just doesn't belong.
Yeah, why is that girl in the back?
I'm talking about the one on the far right.
Oh!
Just art style wise, she looks so out of place.
Oh my god.
My X-brain remains silent, which means I just need to handle things the same way as usual. With Eliminator in hand, I leap towards the horde of ghouls. You know what? To save us a little bit here, I'm just gonna...
okay.
Yeah. Just for now.
My X-brain offers suggestions for dealing with the 3 ghouls in front of me. First, the one attacking from the left. I sweep away the living dead's hand, counter with a muzzle spike strike, and shoot at the same time. 1 second later, an enemy rushes from the left. The optimal action is a front kick, so I follow the suggestion and kick away the ghoul that comes grabbing at me. I could very easily finish the second one off now that it's lost its balance, but my X-brain instructs me to prioritize the third one. I oblige. The third living dead comes at me with its arms raised, looking for a fight, so I humor it by letting it catch me. It grips me hard enough that its fingertips begin to collapse in on themselves, its strength not fettered by instinct as a human's would be. But I've thoroughly trained my body and built my muscles. It'll take more than this to stop me. I calmly stick my muzzle into the living dead's mouth and pull the trigger. When the third one gets blown away, part of my visor gets covered in gore, but dealing with that can wait. I hear a voice from behind and realize that the second one's crawling on the floor to grab at my left foot. I follow the suggestion and point a re-eliminator behind me to the left. I pull the trigger once my X-brain confirms a lock-on. Ghoul brains fly as I wipe my visor with my free right hand. 23 enemies. My X-brain gives me an ETA of 1 minute and 2 seconds. Will Tang Yunshan wait that long? Time doesn't stop for me to think. I have less than 3 seconds per enemy. My X-brain suggests to rush through the hallway where the ghouls are waiting for me, so I do just that. I use a somewhat unique style of martial arts. It's known as close quarters armed martial arts. It was developed by the military to combat necromancers. There are many points of difference between anti-personnel combat and anti-living dead combat. Living dead are not bound by human resource limitations, and can multiply as long as there are dead bodies available. If you see one, there's 100. That's the ironclad rule of anti-living dead combat. Furthermore, the enemy doesn't fear death. Their hearts have already stopped, so gunshots to the chest and abdomen aren't nearly as effective as in anti-personnel combat. What is effective, however, is destruction of the brain through gunshots to the head. From these principles, we derive the basic theory of anti-living dead combat. How to maximize damage to living dead brains while minimizing ammo consumption. By using an X-brain, you can maximize this brain damage to bullet efficiency, and thus, close quarters armed martial arts was born. I slam a ghoul in the face with the muzzle spike attached to the front of my gun. A reliably lethal blow from point-blank range. 30 seconds have elapsed. 2 more living dead have appeared, but only 12 remain in total. There's still a long way to go to the exit, but it's not a bad pace. I purge my mind of emotion. No need to think. No need to feel. I let my X-brain take care of that. My X-brain is my trusty partner that I wear on my head. A second external brain that serves as an expansion of my consciousness, and above all, an indispensable component of close quarters armed martial arts. From time immemorial, martial arts were performed with the subconscious mind. Obviously, you might start out consciously deciding how to maximize damage inflicted to your enemy, and the quickest way to eliminate them, as well as the safest method of execution. But conscious decisions simply require too much time, your reactions lag. As you gain more experience, your body learns, and you begin to process things subconsciously. Your subconscious passes its accumulated knowledge to your conscious. Your body reacts to danger on its own, and you can choose the most effective responses without even thinking. However, even the subconscious is physically limited by the inherent hardware specs of the human brain. But those physical limitations don't apply to the X-brain. The X-brain can see invisible wavelengths of light, process data with greater precision and clarity than biological neurons can muster, and draw knowledge from a database far surpassing the capacity of the human brain. It works like an electronic subconscious, even without instructions. It outputs clear, concise information on how to defeat enemies, represented to the wearer's conscious mind as pictograms. I entrust everything to my X-brain and become a machine, operating entirely based on reaction. Dodge, I dodge. Strike, I strike. Fire, I fire. Input and output. That's all there is to it. My X-brain and I are joined as one, our singular task to convert input to output. Before I know it, I've made my way across the lobby. Behind me are 28 living dead corpses. Exactly 1 minute has passed, and my long 30-round magazines are both just over half full. My name is Nagaoka Soun, top-class living dead stalker. I make a living killing the dead. So you can see the like night and day difference between Ethica and Soun.
Oh, yeah.
Ethica hates having to use the X-brain. Soun is one with his.
Yep.
When I exit Endless Summer from the front, a tumultuous Kabuki-cho greets me. I remove my blood-splattered X-brain. Where I put it is not important. The humid night air blows against my face. Chinese merchants peddle guns at street stalls. American prostitutes turn tricks with seductive smiles. Garish holograms shine. Lattices of hot pipes fill the gaps between buildings. This is very important, actually, so I am going to read this one.
Oh, nice.
Tokyo's infrastructure is supported by a network of pipes which deliver steam throughout the city as a source of heat and energy. Melted snow, sea ice, runoff, and sewage water are pumped into the bowels of Tokyo, where heat from artificial geothermal reservoirs located near the central hot zone is used to convert them into pressurized steam of 300 degrees Celsius. This steam is then run through the hot pipe network and used to bring life to Tokyo. This steam does more than simply help to melt snow and stave off the encroaching cold. It is used to heat homes and power turbines, providing Tokyo's citizens with the comfort and electricity necessary to subsist in the ice age of 2199. If the central hot zone is Tokyo's heart, then the hot pipes are its veins. The hot pipe network itself was constructed using existing infrastructure, such as the Yamanote Line and Shuto Expressway. Pipe density was determined in accordance with population density, so many less populous areas have been left frozen and forgotten, deprived of the nurturing heat of the hot pipe network's steam. Give me a second here.
1 second being given. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-dum, dum, da-dum. Da-da-dum, dum,
Oh, jeez, it's just doing all this at once. But none of it is mine.
Oh,
I'm the Pokemon like catch game on the side
Yes.
reminds me I need to like get my daily rewards.
LeMayo. It's all good.
And it's
He's on the grind.
Grind!
well,
The grind
I don't
never
even know what's
stops.
I don't even know what's in my inventory. So like,
I don't even know how to do things properly. I just do what it says. If I catch, I catch. That's it.
yeah, if you don't have any Pokeballs to catch with though, that won't do anything. And that's what the Discord
Do I
channel is for.
care?
Apparently, they caught something.
Yeah. So I do have items. I'll care about getting said items later. LeMayo.
Yeah, all right. I don't know what I got. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
That's fair.
What's Tokyo? It's $21.99 in Kabukicho in Shinjuku, Tokyo. Alright, I am going to turn those voices off, because holy shit, that's loud. And you get the point.
Yeah, lots of people on the street.
Never mind, that's just gonna keep happening.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, we're having arguments.
And today is just another typical day for us. Shockwaves from behind cause the area to stir. That could either be Ethica or Tokitaka at work, so to check it out, I put my X-Brain back on. But then I hear the screeching tires ring out from the slope leading to the underground parking lot. The compressed air car headlights shine right at me. Despite the light whiting out everything in sight, I put my fingers on the triggers. In the driver's seat, Tang Yun-shan gives me that look again. My X-Brain warns me that there's a hostage on board. I leap to the side, narrowly avoiding the car as it accelerates into the crowded street. If no one else is gonna, I'm gonna. It drives through the hordes of screaming pedestrians as it slips through the alleys of the hotel district. Tokitaka. I chase after the car as I call my associate. He should be waiting on a roof nearby with an anti-material rifle in hand.
Is it finally my turn?
Wait, he has a hostage on board.
Yeah, so?
I'm counting on you. This wasn't part of the plan. It's rare for me to make a request like this during an operation. Is it because of that look from Tang Yun-shan?
I'll aim for the tires.
Obviously, shooting the tires of a moving car in the middle of a city with hot packs running everywhere would be difficult for any ordinary sniper. But Tokitaka's not just an ordinary sniper. He's a math maniac with a number fetish.
Hit. Those were some good-ass numbers. A calculation error of only a mere 0.2%.
He's probably drooling on the other side of the radio. It's like he lives more in the world of mathematics than the real world. How's the car?
It's headed towards the Neokoma ruins. Shouldn't be able to go far, though.
Thanks.
Good luck with that. I'll take care of things here.
The car is likely outfitted with tires reinforced with fortified resin anti-bullet plates, but those are no match for Tokitaka's anti-material rifle. Help me! A man who got run over by the car is lying on the ground with his leg bent at an unfortunate angle, but not a soul stops to help him. Not even me. Just another day in Kabukicho. I push my way through the crowds as I chase after Tang Yunshan's car. So, this is kind of like a big step up in production value compared to the other stuff we've played, huh?
Yeah.
That's nice.
You can
Not
see
that I
why
have a frame of reference.
Huh?
I was joking. Not that I have a frame of reference.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you think of a visual novel, you don't really think of these kinds of visuals, yeah?
I think of flat stills, backgrounds, stuff like that.
Yeah, even like the dynamic stuff that happened during combat, even when it was still like flat stills and whatnot, the use of everything adds so much. Everywhere you look in this city, you'll find pipes. Pipes over your head, pipes crossing the street, pipes running along the walkways, pipes connecting buildings. Pipes, pipes, and more pipes. If there are any pipe phobes out there, this isn't the city for you. These are hot pipes. Hot water, or rather pressurized steam, flows through them. They serve as heaters for the frozen city of Tokyo. In the past, everyone was worried about global warming. But what actually came was an ice age. The world suffered extreme cold, with global average temperatures dropping as much as 20 degrees. The city of Tokyo even changed the kanji in its name, going from the Eastern capital to the Icestern capital. When the city was forced to rebuild after being left in ruins by the Sino-American War, it adopted hot pipes into its redesign in order to counteract the rapidly progressing cold. What is this war? A war waged between America and China from 2141 to 2186, with 2 truces during this time period. The temperatures dropping rapidly as Earth entered the Great Ice Age, America and China vied for dominion over territory along the equator, dragging other countries such as Russia and Japan into the mix. Conflict was primarily carried out in East Asia. Necromancers rose to prominence in the latter half of the war, with it coming to be known as the War of the Dead. The pipes serve not just as sources of heat and water, but even electricity thanks to high-efficiency turbines. They're the foundation of Tokyo's infrastructure, the city's blood vessels, if you will. There are mainline hot pipes, subline hot pipes, reserve mainlines, reserve sublines, and reserve reserves. It's like a fractal lattice of fail-safes in case of any damage to the pipes. You can see the result for yourself. Once you slip past the alleys, the pipes stop, and down from the sky, the snow silently falls. As you'd expect from this city, it's dirty, acid snow. The hot pipes don't cover all of Tokyo, just the area around the old Yamanote line. Even within the circumference of the Yamanote line, there are patches of land where maintenance of the pipes has been abandoned, allowing for the snow to pile up. The Neokoma ruins are one such example. Though a magnificent hotel once stood here, it was reduced to rubble during the Sino-American War, and subsequently abandoned due to complications in property rights. At the main gate, or what's left of it, is a broken security robot, still letting off sparks. Clearly, it was unsuccessful in its task of fending off intruders. I hide in the partially destroyed security office and peek into the Neocoma ruins. Inside the premises is a parked car followed by gently curving tire tracks on top of the snow. One tire is completely destroyed, most likely thanks to Tokitaka. I can hear footsteps on the snow behind the car. I lean forward to get a closer look, taking care not to reveal my position. A man with thin, almond-shaped eyes comes into view, making no attempt to conceal himself. His body is bulky and muscular, made all the more imposing by the military-grade reinforced bodysuit he's wearing. A red and yellow emblem shines proudly on his chest. This is Tang Yunshan. He stands quietly in the snowy ruins, as if waiting to see my response. My X-brain alerts me to watch out for traps.
Nagaoka Soul.
Oh, there we go. Time to turn his voice off.
Noise.
And Schwein, you are taking the part of Yunshan.
Yunshan?
Yep.
Alright.
You heard his voice for like a split second. Use that as your reference point.
Sure, why not? Nagaoka Son. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
No sense hiding if he knows I'm here. I make the decision to confront him head on. Once my X-brain detects this, it cancels the alert. If you stop to consider every possibility, you can't take a single action. My X-brain is wise enough to obey my intention and intuition. I quit hiding and step forth upon the snowfield. Tang Yunshan gives me that glance. How do you know my name?
The answer lies on the battlefield.
Tang Yunshan lowers his hips and readies his stance. He stretches out his left arm and pushes his center of gravity backwards. He's equipped with 3 blades on each fist, for a total of 6. Steel claws. So he uses a military martial art based on Chinese martial arts then. If I were an X-brain, I'd be referencing my vast database to identify his weapon. But my consciousness is drawn in by Tang Yunshan. I understand now. This isn't a trap. If we were to fight in the streets, my options would be limited due to the danger of a stray bullet striking a hot pipe and causing a steam leak. So Tang Yunshan deliberately retreated to this place so we could fight freely. He continues to affix me with that ineffable stare, remaining completely and utterly still all the while. I silently ready my pistols as well. It's quiet enough that if you strain your ears, you may even hear the sound of snow falling to the ground. I rush in, closing the distance between us. He's fast. Assisted by his reinforced bodysuit, Tang Yunshan counterattacks like no ordinary man. He dodges my fists with fluid movement and maintains a set distance while unleashing gouging thrusts with his claws. Claws and muzzle spikes clash, setting off a flurry of sparks as metal screeches against metal. As the name implies, close quarters armed martial arts happens at point-blank range. My combat style is greatly effective in dealing with opponents equipped with combat suits, as it focuses on landing fatal blows at close range, where their suit's defensive capabilities mean less. If I can get in close enough, he's mine. I'm sure of it. However... Ha! Our distance is a half step too far. I analyzed the enemy. A full-body blow like that is characteristic of the martial arts of the People's Liberation Army, and it's augmented by his reinforced bodysuit. A hybrid system consisting of carbon nanotube bundles and shape memory alloy actuators. Powered by a small fuel cell, the suit detects electrical signals from the body to expand and contract with it, amplifying muscular strength up to 30 times. Over the course of the Sino-American War, bodysuit tech was refined into what we see today. After analyzing the enemy's movement and arm emblem, my X-brain displays the necessary information. Tang Yunshan is a former member of the People's Liberation Army's Cheetah Special Operations Group. Its members are raised from a young age in a secluded mountain, training together as a sort of pseudo-village. The bond binding them is stronger than even that of parent and child. Tang Yunshan is a former member. A traditional military force employed by the People's Liberation Army back before necromancers were understood to the extent they are now. Malaysia. The Sino-American War. I've got a bad feeling about this. No, don't think about it. Cast away any unnecessary emotions. I'm a device that converts input into output. Nothing more and nothing less. I have no need for emotions. I don't know who's who here, so I'm just going to be the first one. Is that all you've got?
Is that all you've got?
Okay, no, it was the other way around.
Okay. Well, we fucked it. We lost the 50-50.
The question is calmly turned back at someone. I'm sure those steel claws would be effective against any ordinary opponent. But I'm equipped with magnetic liquid armor, a bulletproof, literally, defense system. It can defend against a 7.62mm rifle. Steel blades won't even leave a scratch on it. There's no way Tang Yunshan doesn't know that. There's more to those claws of yours. Tang Yunshan responds to my taunt. The cheetahs used high-voltage blades. Once they contact the skin, the electrical discharge can not only paralyze, but instantly kill. An incredibly dangerous weapon. Just as the data provided by my X-brain indicated. I close the distance again. Tang Yunshan responds with his high-voltage blades. If we lock blades, the electricity will paralyze me. But if I keep dodging, I can't close the distance. That's when my X-brain comes up with an answer. Keep analyzing at a distance. I don't expect to land a fatal blow or destroy his high-voltage blades with shots from a distance. Crystal, that's just Shrine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Willed Shrine. He, at some point, changed his Switch name to Wild Wesson.
Yeah, that's my current self.
Nice.
But you've never corrected me when I've just called you Shrine, so I'm just gonna keep doing
have!
that.
I correct everyone when they say Shrine. I've been correcting it since I was still called Wild Shrine. Like, please, just call me Wild. Nobody listens to me.
I'm pretty
Look
sure
at
you haven't
that.
actually told me that. If you want me to just start calling you Wild, I'll do it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay.
It would probably
Anyways.
reduce
Can I
confusion
just
for
call
everyone
you-
else too.
Wild
Okay.
West.
Sure, why not?
No,
All right, Wild it
West.
is.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry about all that.
It's all good.
but they should be enough to keep him from approaching. Tang Yun Shan takes a bullet in the torso and staggers. I can't let this opportunity go to waste. As I rush in, Tang Yun Shan crosses his claws, but I continue advancing. I go in for the... Close your eyes. Instantly, a light flashes on the other side of my eyelids. Tang Yun Shan discharged his high-voltage blades, letting off an intense, blinding light. If I had taken the full brunt of it, it would have stopped me in my tracks. If you're
Is that
making...
you or me?
It's you.
Oh, good.
But thanks to my X-Brain's warning, I closed my eyes not a moment too soon. As I feel a faint numbness in the smell the scent of ozone, I turn my gun toward the light and pull the trigger. I can feel that it landed. It's time to end this. Just a half step more. What's so funny? He's got nowhere to run, and I'm just a half step away from optimal CQAMA distance. What's going through your head, Tang Yun Shan? My body slows down. That very moment, Tang Yun Shan takes a light leap back, lengthening the distance between us. Reckless pursuit would be dangerous.
You figured it out, huh? Like father, like son.
My body freezes upon hearing Tang Yun Shan's words. Father. All my questions begin to converge. Why does my X-Brain know Tang Yun Shan's moves? You know my father?
Nagaoka Takayuki of the Self-Defense Army's Close Quarters Armed Martial Arts Training Unit.
Ain't nobody got time to click on all those.
We once fought with him.
Tang Yun Shan once fought in Malaysia, the site of a bloody battlefield in the Third Sino-American War. There were multiple!
Of course. Why wouldn't there be?
He trod the same ground as my father. That's still you, Wild.
Oh shit, I accidentally muted myself. Fighting for the motherland was my entire life's meaning. I received special training alongside my comrades in the village from a young age. I spent many sleepless nights honing my body and skills. Never once did I consider abandoning my duty. I was a living machine, constructed for the sole purpose of serving the motherland. Until the day I fought with your father.
I finally understand the meaning of that glance. What Tang Yun Shan sees in me is the spirit of my father. I'm overcome with a wave of dizziness.
It was a crushing defeat. I was the only one of my unit to survive. In the land of Southeast Asia, far, far away from my home, I shed tears for the first time. Tears for my fallen comrades. Tears for everything I was about to leave behind. I forsook the motherland. I swore to become a necromancer to resurrect my comrades.
Tang Yun Shan pulls out a staff of some sort from behind his back.
Never did I expect to run into the son of my sworn enemy here in Tokyo, of all places.
He readies his new weapon, leveling it at me. Some sort of spear? He wields it gently, almost tenderly. The polearm trembles slightly as 8 tentacles burst out of the tip.
Well,
The black tentacles defy gravity, wriggling in the air as if each had a mind of its own. My first thought is that it resembles an octopus, but instead of suction cups, the tentacle tips are outfitted with sharp blades. Whatever this thing is, it's not in the weapon's database. My X-Brain is unable to find an exact match, so it looks for similar weapons instead. The Langxiang, a weapon from the Ming Dynasty used against the Woko pirates, consisting of sharpened green bamboo with the branches intact. It was a hastily improvised weapon, but the branches proved convenient for gauging the enemy's distance. That said, Tang Yunshan's modernized Langxiang looks like it's meant more for gouging than gauging. This time, it's Tang Yunshan's turn to charge. Due to his peculiar method of approach and the fluidity of his pull tentacles, it's impossible to accurately gauge the distance between us. I fire off some shots as a diversion, but the tentacles react at an unbelievable speed. The tips swiftly deflect 3 bullets, Tang Yunshan not so much as flinching or faltering in the process. The tentacles twist and thrust out to a single point, forming a giant spear. I try to dodge backwards, but the tentacles chase after me. I attempt to deflect the spear with my left gun. The tentacles disperse. They slice through the air unpredictably, their trajectory is impossible to track. Ugh! I swipe the blades away, firing rapidly with my right gun as I retreat to a safe distance. Only to lose that distance instantly. Yeah, right, Akane? My opponent doesn't relent. He comes after me with a series of thrusts and swipes, as nimble as ever. Tang Yunshan received special training since childhood, so he has a nigh-perfect grasp of the fundamentals. And on top of that, his wriggling tentacle Langxian has me dancing on the palm of his hand. If I focus on Tang Yunshan's movements, I can't predict what the Langxian will do. And if I focus on the Langxian's movements, I can't predict what Tang Yunshan will do. With my X-Brain's support, I can just barely keep track of both, but it's all I can manage to keep dodging as Tang Yunshan and his weapon put the pressure on me. I'm unable to approach and mount an offensive of my own. Is there any way to break through? As if to answer my question, my X-Brain shows me the results of its enemy analysis. I see. Now I understand the source of the subconscious discomfort I've been feeling. That Langxian is no ordinary weapon, which means ordinary methods won't work. My X-Brain offers me a suggestion. I approve the strategy with a quick glance. The micro-portable printer hanging from my waist activates. Portable printers are borderline illegal, but a necessary component of my combat strategy. It begins the process of outputting the specialty bullets I need. It can produce over 100 separate types of specialty bullets, based on data stored in its onboard holographic cube. Ah, Momo, you're out of balls.
Oh, you need to get more
Damn.
balls. Maybe just a couple more.
Holographic cube, an ultra-dense data storage medium utilizing nanocrystals. Resembles a sugar cube with faces of about 1 centimeter in length. Despite the small size, each cube can contain hundreds of terabytes of data. spins like a top when data is being read, allowing reference beams to enter the nanocrystals. It would be impossible to carry them all, and the contents have strict expiration dates. Which is why I only carry pellets. As long as I have the raw materials, I can output the bullets on a need-to-use basis. 1 minute until printout is complete. I just need to survive Tang Yunshan's attacks until then. So, Akani, there's a Discord server for the Pokemon community game. You have to be a part of that and go to the Poke Daily channel and, you know, type !Poke Daily. And you'll get, you know, some money, some kind of, you know, Pokeball. And it, you know, it's got different rarities and all that stuff. For some reason, I forgot to actually put the community game thing underneath my stream.
Oh, good. I'll do it later.
I'm actually gonna get that on there now.
Fun time.
It should be all set now.
I see the Pokemon community game.
Anyway. But how? He'll corner me at this rate. I need to take the battle somewhere that isn't so flat and open. I move into the depths of the Neokoma ruins, where the frame of the hotel still stands. Steel beams should restrict the movements of the Langxiang.
Stop!
Tang Yunshan lets me know it won't be that easy. As soon as I take cover behind one of the steel beams, the Langxiang's tentacles wrap around it as the central spearhead shoots forth. Aided by the elastic force of the tentacles, the spearhead pierces through the beam, tearing it to shreds. Its hexagonal diamond tip comes straight for me. I barely manage to avoid a fatal blow by rolling to the side, but Tang Yunshan follows up with another strike. I roll on the snow, dodging a barrage of thrusts. I keep shooting my pistols as I roll, but nothing gets past the Langxiang's tentacles. A mass of tentacles coils around my left hand, tearing at my bulletproof glove. I fire blindly with my pinned gun. This won't inflict damage, but... I'm able to shake the tentacle's grasp along with the recoil. My left hand is now free, but gloveless and gunless. Fresh blood spills onto the snow. It's okay. It's proof that I'm alive. Proof that I'm not a living dead. The tentacle tosses the stolen re-eliminator behind Tang Yunshan. I feel like it's stolen half of my body. I need to retrieve it later.
I fought in that overgrown hellscape of a jungle. Steel beams are no obstacle to me.
Tang Yunshan brandishes his Langxiang once again. My opponent's proficiency with his weapon is nothing to scoff at. I had assumed the Langxiang would have the mobility restrictions of any other polearm, but its movements are ever fluid. If his weapon can navigate the maze of steel beams effortlessly like this, then it will just be even harder to deal with it here than it would have been out in the open. Up. That's my X-Brain's suggestion. Before I can think, I jump up onto the bare steel beams. My body's been tempered with a strict regimen of daily training and bespoke nanoparticle drugs. I can easily leap up a story or two. Obviously, Tang Yunshan possesses equivalent physical prowess thanks to his reinforced bodysuit. He should have no problem pursuing me, Langxian as formidable as ever. The steel beams aren't wide enough to allow for dodging to the sides. There are only two options, back or up. Meanwhile, my only means of attack is a single gun. Even if I get a shot off, he can deflect all my bullets.
Have you chosen a place to die?
Tang Yunshan unleashes a flurry of thrusts. I place a hand on the steel beam and evade his onslaught with a series of backflips. Now that I've lost a gun, my left hand is free. But a Langxian requires both hands. Tang Yunshan has excellent balance, but it's impossible to maneuver freely on a snow-covered steel beam when your hands are occupied. That gives me a fighting chance. The Langxian keeps coming for me. I leap from beam to beam, sweeping away tentacles with my muzzle spike and firing shots to keep my opponent in check. When I know I can't dodge, I jump. As we trade blows, we gradually climb ever higher in the ruins. Just a bit more. I make my way to the top of the ruins as I dodge the Langxian's thrusts. In order to maintain balance in the fierce wind, I plant my bleeding left hand on the steel beam. An electrical surge pulses through me and my body goes numb. Tang Yunshan used one of his high-voltage blades to conduct electricity through the steel beam. While my body may be enhanced, I won't be able to survive a fall from this height unscathed. I muster up the strength to support my staggering body. I grit my teeth and bear the pain. As my vision clears, Tang Yunshan comes into focus in front of me, Langxian by his side. I've got nowhere left to run.
Nagaoka-son, do you see it?
See what?
This city, and how it miserably clings to life.
The flickering red lights of pipe-ridden Tokyo shimmer behind the veil of snow. This city suffered a ruinous fate during the Sino-American War. And now it scrapes by on life support thanks to the heat carried by the hot pipes.
What a miserable existence. Humans are destined to die.
Tang Yunshan levels his Langxian once more with that same gentle touch, as if giving raw meat to a trusted hound. This is where it all comes to an end. My X-Brain has had enough time to complete a deeper analysis of my opponent. The subconscious database presents the most probable conclusion. I see. So parts of the brain and spinal cord, and hybrid muscles using muscle fibers and the penile corpus spongiosum then? Hey, Fubuki.
Hello.
That's my emote artist.
Oh, nice.
Tang Yunshan looks down at the Langxian in his hands. During the battle, my X-brain deduced that the Langxian's movements were organic in nature. Its tentacles moved around in an unpredictable, almost irrational manner. And above all else, they were clearly operating independently of Tang Yunshan's conscious control. Conclusion: the Langxian is made of organic materials. Why would a former Special Operations Group member like Tang Yunshan commit himself so utterly to the path of a necromancer, to the point that he'd even abandon his motherland? Why can he not stop seeing a vision of his father as he looks at me? Why does he treat that Langxian with such love and care? I know these are just my instincts jumping to a conclusion, but I'm confident in my answers to these questions. That abomination of a weapon is made of what remains of his failed attempt at resurrecting his fallen comrades. What went through your mind as you were butchering the bodies of your comrades? You bastard. Oh, wait, no, sorry.
That was me.
bastard, yeah.
You bastard. You think you know how it felt?
No, I don't. Nor do I want to. I have no sympathy for necromancers. But I do know one thing. Bought myself enough time. I press the magazine catch on my gun. The half-full magazine slips out from the gun's body. Tang Yunshan glares at me with hatred in his eyes. But me changing out my magazine is not going to change the flow of the battle at all. I'm sure that's what he's thinking right now. Pull back the slide. I hold the slide in position, exposing the empty chamber. With my bloody left hand, I pull out the freshly printed bullet. There's no time to insert it into a magazine and reload it, so I load it directly. I feed the bullet into the chamber and press the slide stop. With that, my gun is ready to be fired again at any moment. The entire process takes less than a second. A tentacle reflexively catches the re-eliminator's bullet. But unlike all the bullets I've fired so far, this one is a specialty bullet, printed to address the current combat situation. At the moment of impact, the tentacle's movement stiffens. It's a fast-acting neurotoxin bullet composed of batrachotoxin. After shedding the tip, the bare bullet tears into the skin of its target. The toxin takes effect immediately, causing the Langxian's tentacles to convulse.
What?
Tang Yunshan loses his composure. Not only have I disabled his weapon, I've eliminated what remained of his fallen comrades. I charge in with my empty gun. I push aside the convulsing Langxian and move into point-blank range. Now I'm finally in position. I land a short hook with my muzzle spike. The force of the impact rattles Tang Yunshan's brain, stunning him. Fancy tricks won't work on narrow footing like this. My left hand alternates between throwing him off balance and pulling him in as I pound him with the muzzle spike in my right hand. I make sure to mix in a few kicks to his knees as well. Even if you have the advantage, you may well lose it if you focus on only the opponent's upper or lower body. The Langshan slips from Tang Yunshan's right hand, plummeting through the night sky to the ground beneath. It's time to end this. I take out my spare magazine and slide it into my gun. I pull back the slide and aim the muzzle. My X-brain must have judged him too dangerous a foe to take alive, as it instructs me to shoot to kill. Necromancers are wanted, dead or alive. If I pull the trigger now, it'll end Tang Yunshan's life, and my work here will be done. But I can't get that glance out of my head. Pushed to its limits, Tang Yunshan's body begins to collapse. He's going to fall. I quickly reach out my hand. Steel blades extend from Tang Yunshan's fist, piercing my calf. It's too late to regret ignoring my X-brain's instructions. Tang Yunshan flings his body into the air. Dragging me down along with him. Can you imagine this entire sequence being skipped? Because this is where it would skip to. From where combat began, back in the hotel, it would skip to right here.
Oof.
See, that doesn't even make sense. None of that was even bad. I mean, it confused me, but it wasn't bad.
That would suck, and it's like real sad.
The first time I
Other
tried
than
streaming
the
this
tentacles.
when Miki was around, because he was voicing Soun back then. That's how we discovered that no, we can't play this without any patches.
Wow.
Yeah, because it jumped right. Yeah.
Snow. Acid snow, slowly piling up. If I just keep lying here, it will bury me. I'll freeze to death in its frigid embrace. That might be nice, actually. Morbid thoughts flitter through my head. Ethica?
Oh. You done, son?
I'm done. I look next to me. On his way down, Tang Yunshan's head took a direct hit to the rubble. He looks somehow peaceful next to his Langshan. Perhaps he finally achieved his long-cherished goal as part of the suicide wannabes. While not an actual organization per se, the name given to Milgram that anyone who can be considered one of his followers, anyone who aligns themselves with the ideals of the Antibiotic Front, can be considered a cult formed around Milgram. Suicide wannabes often engage in wanton acts of terror. As a result, Milgram currently has the highest bounty in all of history placed on his head. Tang Yunshan died instantly. I slowly stand up. I took defensive falling techniques, using Tang Yunshan's body as a cushion. It appears my body can move without issue. The injury to my calf is not a serious one either.
You made a big show of things on your side too, huh?
Nope, other way around. Sorry, that was supposed to be me. You made a big
Oh.
show of things on your side too, huh?
The military police might grill me for it, though. I'll contact Ryoko.
Please do. I take a deep breath and go to pick up the re-eliminator I lost during the battle. The snow doesn't stop. It keeps piling up higher and higher. A city miserably clinging to live, was it? I hear a sound. The faint sound of something getting hit repeatedly in the distance. My X-brain identifies the sound's source. Tang Yunshan's car. I approach slowly and carefully. The sound gets closer. It feels like it's calling me. My ex-brain did say it was likely that he had a hostage on board. If I can rescue the vice governor, it would probably earn me a nice bonus. The sound seems to be coming from the trunk. I take a closer look at the car. The door's been left open. I pull the lever on the driver's side. My ex-brain urges me to exercise caution, that it could be a trap. I strip off my X-brain. My face clenches at the cold. I gently place my hand on the unlocked trunk. The compressed air car sits alone in the dead, silent ruins, its contours slowly being consumed by the falling snow. The world around me is one of black and white, all colors lost. The trunk slowly opens. Akani, if you would. I feel like the protagonist of a fantasy novel, unsealing a hidden treasure in the depths of a sacred temple. A girl is bound in the trunk. She twists her body and groans, still not fully alert. She squints as she begins to take in her surroundings, dazzled by the light rushing in. But her eyes soon widen, drifting through the air before finally settling on me. She gazes at me intently. I'm unsure how to react.
Who are you?
Remember, we're going Aoi voice for Iria.
I thought you said me.
Oh yeah, Miyuki. I'm
Miyuki.
sorry. Wait.
Miyuki, yeah.
No. Aoi. I was wrong.
What, Ally?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay. Trying to remember her voice a little bit. Who are you?
She asks me, her lips trembling. My name's Nagaoka Soun, private living dead stalker. And you?
私は宝行イリア
And now we turn off her voice.
I'm Hoyo Iria.
A girl of unknown origin who Nagaoka Soun found inside of Tang Yunshan's car. Yes, thank you. That sums it up.
I forgot everything else.
And thus, Hogyo Iria and I meet for the first time.
Woo! All that for the opening.
Wow.
Welcome to the world of Tokyo Necro, everybody. How much longer should we keep going? Just,
Ooh.
as it's about 3 p.m. here now. And
Yeah,
and boy, is that a really good stopping point.
That
Yeah.
is a good. This is a good stopping point, and like, you know,
I feel like this is a good introduction. I think everyone got
yeah,
to
that's a good
participate.
intro.
We got to get the general gist of what's going to happen, the intrigue. It's a good cliffhanger.
All right.
Yeah.
And
Let's,
that is where
go
we're going
here
to stop
because,
for today, then.
It's a normal
Yeah.
3 o'clock. Look at that. We almost made it.
Sorry,
Oh,
Connie,
solid
that
2 o'clock.
all you got was that little bit of area there.
I mean, kind of glad
Yeah,
'cause then
we'll
I gotta
get
work on
more.
I always voice because I used to music and I was like, it's not the same. It's
No,
not
the
the
voice you're doing right now is good.
same. Okay, that one's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I
That's
can
very
totally
Like
do that
it
one.
doesn't have to be exactly Alloy. In fact, if it's slightly different, that's better, right?
Okay, great. Because that one, yeah, I was like, I've gotta go even higher.
And now we get to actually see the title screen.
Nice.
And the
yeah,
title
go back.
screen music.
Reminds me more of Ioi. I can't say her name anymore.
Alloy.
Yeah.
So the one character that I'm going to leave voiced by the game is straight up like not just the system voice, but she's the title screen music as well.
That's fine with me.
Miku.
All right.
Woof woof.
Indeed, my pup is out there because, you know, pup.
To everyone who joined us for the library today, thank you again.
Yes, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
I'm going to send you guys over to Energinx, a friend of the channel.
Hey,
Hooray!
Everyone give her a warm library raid. Everyone who's got the emotes, use them. This is going to be the raid message if you are able. And until next time, may your story grow ever more interesting.
Indeed.
I'm so glad to be back.
Mhm.
Hell
we are
yeah.
so back, says guy who's only just now joining.
I'm sure you'll fit in just fine, Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're glad to have you for sure. All right.
Thanks.
See ya, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Same time next
Bye-bye.
week.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be probably showing up late again.
That's fine, Akani.
Okay. Okay,
All
sorry.
right, bye.
Good.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.